Hey everyone, Larry here from LC Model Shipbuilding. So this is video number 5, and a lot going on in this video. We got our box from Czech Republic. Thank you very much, Radomir. It is amazing. So first couple minutes of the video, you'll see me unboxing that and showing the parts. Wasted no time in using them. I started doing the eyelets on the gun doors, and then got the upper deck put on, and then started doing the cannon carriage assembly and showing them. So yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, and I think you'll be able to see where this is going long term once you see the quality of some of the products that he sent for this build. So highly recommend him. It's hismodels.com. I'll have a link in the description. But yeah, they were not free. I bought what I got, and he just helped me along in getting what I needed. So I'm not speaking from somebody that got a bunch of stuff for free and just plugging for him. I really truly think he put out a fantastic product, and I highly recommend it. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, before we start really getting into building, our box from Czech Republic has arrived. So I did already take a look at it, but pretty excited. So we got sails. These are the studded sails. So they're going to be the ones that go kind of on the sides. They are cloth. They are very nicely made. I really am excited about these. They got the they got the what do you call it, the seam lines going down them just like the real ones would. Just a really nicely done set there. And you got your main sails in the next package right behind that. So I'm just going to kind of go through this real quick and show them off a little bit of what we got, and then obviously once we start really building, you'll be able to see more. We have our thread. So this is all upgraded thread, and the thicker thread down here, that'll be for rat lines. So they'll be all done. And then there's some thinner thread in there as well. So yeah, very good looking thread, and it is much thicker. We got our anchors. So real metal anchors with real wood. So they look really nice. And we got a bunch of photo etch pieces in here, and looks like a lot of the eyelets. So those look like eyelets, bigger eyelets. Not sure which one those ones are yet. I'll have to look at that. Hooks. Another type of hook, I'm guessing. Pretty sure these are our cannon door eyelets. More hooks in a different size, and a lot more eyelets. So yeah, lots of nice little pieces there. I'm excited about them. A lot better than the plastic. This is going to be the decals and the flags. So we got our water markers right in here. They'll go in the hull, obviously, and then the flags are real cloth, and they're pretty darn awesome as well. So I really like them. And he has multiple different styles of the flags. So you got it from 1812, you got it from today, you got it from multiple types of years. You got the old "Don't Tread on Me" flag, which is pretty awesome there. So I'm really liking them. This stuff is all very, very nice quality. I'm very impressed with it. Let's see, then we got all of our wood blocks for rigging, which I don't know. You look at this, and I'll compare it to the kit version. As you can see, there's no real comparison. I mean, the wood is just fantastic. All CNC cut, or engraved, or not engraved, but drilled, however he does it. They're really nice pieces. So, yeah, if you're considering doing this, I definitely am impressed with the quality. It's going to give this kit just a much better overall appearance. And, yeah, the workmanship is just really nice on these. So, a lot of pieces here. Definitely a lot of pieces. Going to be a lot of time rigging. Then our next piece is our cannons and cannon carts. So they come in laser cut wood. So we've got to build all the cannons and put them together. And then there's the brass cannons for, these are all the ones that will go on the top deck. And again, they replace these cannon plastic pieces, which, you know, they're the right size, so that looks good. And the cannon carts that they replace, they looked like that. So I'm definitely liking what I ended up getting here. So anyway, let me get this all kind of cleaned up, boxed up, and then we're gonna probably get started back onto the build. So I just wanted to show all of this, and then once we really start rolling, you'll be seeing it more in the videos as we go. But yeah, just overall, really nice quality. The company's name, again, is His Models. Hismodel.com is where you would purchase this. And yeah, just check them out, and I think you'll see quite a few different options there. Really nice guy to work with. Just messaging back and forth. Oh, and his shipping. This shipped Monday and arrived today. No, I'm sorry, it shipped Tuesday and arrived today. So today's Friday. So he really did a nice job in getting it out to me in a quick time too. So his name's Radomir, and I'm definitely appreciative of what he did here. So you'll be seeing this more, like I said, in the video as we go. But let me pause this, kind of get cleaned up, and we'll go back to the build. So here we go. The eyelets for the gun covers. So looking at the directions from Radomir online there, they're showing to run 2 eyelets here, and then back with the string. I'm going to kind of keep it a hybrid of what the kit looks like, because the kit wants you to tie a knot down underneath this hole right here, and then have it run inside the ship, and then you tie the two together. So I didn't modify my gun covers, and what I'm going to end up doing is just putting the eyelets on the hole where it would have been from the factory location, and running the string back into the ship and tying it together, kind of how the original plan called for. But I know it may not be 100% accurate. It may not exactly be how it was planned out in the kit, or not the kit, but in his model's plan. But I'm okay with it, and I think it's going to look okay. Like I said in a previous video, these gun port covers should have actually been 2 pieces to be more accurate, but I'm not making that modification. I just don't know, I kind of like it with the solid gun port. I just always remembered it looking that way, even though I guess it really doesn't. But what I'm doing, I cut the eyelets just a little bit short. These are metal eyelets. They're photo etch, and they're actually already black, which is fantastic. So he already has them. I don't know if he powder coats them, but whatever he's using, it's very strong. It's not chipping or scraping or anything like that. So absolutely beautiful to work with. So I like it. And they fit in to the hole pretty much perfect. And like I said, I'm just using a little bit of CA glue. and I cut them about that long, so that way, I don't know if you can really make that out. Let me try to do one of these. Yeah, there we go. So I cut it about that length. That way, the thickness of the gun port plastic, it will be right in there, and you won't see it really showing through on the other side. So, anyway, that's kind of what the game plan for them, or those, look like, and I think it'll be absolutely fine. Like I said, it's actually going to leave me a few extra eyelets, which will be good just in case I need them elsewhere on the ship. I mean, I got a ton of them that came with this, but they're also for up here. They're the ones that are for the gun carriages on the top, so I'm going to need them. They also can be used on the floor, I mean, random places throughout the ship. So I'm pretty happy, pretty happy. So let me go ahead and get the rest of these set, and then I'll come back and just kind of, we'll tie two of the gun lids together, and that way you can kind of see that. I mean, this is really going to be quite repetitive, so no need to really waste your time sitting here watching me do the exact same thing. 32, no, 20, what is there, 32 guns on each side, I think. So yeah, you don't need to really watch me do the exact same thing 64 times. So, no, it can't be 64. That wouldn't make sense. No, there's 16 guns on the side. Sorry, I'm just, you know, I'm kind of talking to myself as I'm figuring this out, I guess. But you get to listen. So, anyway, I will be back and we'll tie some strings together and see how that turns out. So, I did this side already. Pretty happy with how they turned out. I'll show you now how I'm doing this, because like I said, it's kind of a hybrid of what the instructions call for and what the aftermarket kit comes with. So the string, first off, let me show you this. You can actually see the difference already compared to this, which was the kit string. It's night and day difference. So very impressed with this stuff. He really, nice job. That's all I can say, I guess. So first thing, I've been finding the little hole where the string is supposed to pass through. In most cases, got filled with paint from the paint in the side here. So I have to go back through with them. Luckily it's just a little poke through, not a big deal, but I'm using my little mini drill here, which if you don't have one of these are fantastic. I think I got this one on Amazon for, I don't know, a couple dollars, but they are perfect for drilling portholes in ships and all kinds of little crazy projects. So highly recommend that, along with the micro drill bits, which I gotta get a new set because I lost half my bits, but these are awesome too. So great item. Everybody should have one if you're doing this kind of stuff anyway. So what I've been doing, the kit instructions tell you to bring your string back inside the hull there and tie it from basically the eyelet and then tie it in the back there. So you're now talking 3 tie points versus what I'm going to do, which will leave us with 2 tie points, and I think just work a little bit easier too. So bring it through, and you got to fish it through over here, and it's right under that little beam there, so almost every time you have to kind of pick the ship up. I mean, not a big deal, but it'd be nice if you could actually see it. And then fish it through the eyelet on this cannon. lid. All right, just like that. Now, I found this here blade, which has been really, really good for cutting rigging. So I'm going to cut my length, and I cut it about an inch longer than where I need it to be. And basically, I'm just going to tie my little knot here. And I can already tell I'm going to get good at tying knots with tweezers. That is pretty much a given fact at this point, because I know it's going to get worse as we go too. But like I said, this string ties really, really nice. Just a very good job with that. All right, then I'm not doing like a double tie on there or any kind of crazy knot. These will have no movement to them, so I'm just hitting it with a little dot of CA glue. I'm going to let that set up for a minute, and then I'll come back over with my little sickle blade and lop it right off. I've been basically doing 2 and then cutting, 2, then cutting, and working my way across. So I'll do one more here as we're talking, and then we'll break so I can finish up the rest of them. And then after that, it really should be time for the top deck to go on. So that's an exciting moment, which, as you saw in the last video, is pretty much already fitted out. There's a few little things I still need to do to it, but we'll be able to start putting the cannons together and getting them installed. And those are really pretty cool. They're from his models also, the top deck ones, and they have a real wood base to them, and then the cannon itself is brass, so I gotta paint them up, but they really look nice. So, well, I showed you them, sorry, at the beginning of the video. Kind of lost track here. I guess that happens. Okay, so get you through the eyelet. All right. But this is it's a little time consuming, but the effect is really good. I like them. It looks way better than what the original kit would have been. So, quite happy. All right. Alright, we'll just tie this knot real quick, and then I'll pause it. Well, no, I'll cut it first. I'll cut that first set that we did, then I'll pause it. That way you get the full effect. So, also want to take a second and just thank my subscribers, and thank everybody that has been watching. The channel has been growing a lot over the past couple days. This build seems to be really interesting a lot of people, and I think also the Titanic build has kind of the previews that I have had going for that with the unboxing and whatnot. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to let them dry for a minute. I'll cut them off, and I'll continue my way down the rest of the ship. So we'll be back. Alright, so the next step before we can put the deck on, all of these are on now, by the way. It wants 6 of the large sized rope. So again, we're going to use our rope that we got. That is not kit rope. And it wants 6 pieces, 24 inches long. So I'm going to measure them out. And they get glued, or they get tied in to the from the inside to the outside of the hull. So that's one. And once I have the measurement, I can just use the rope to find my length. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these measured out and cut, and then I'll start back on the video, show you where they go quick, and we'll continue to move on. Okay, so I got my ropes cut. What I'm going to do now is tie probably 3 knots into this, just so it can't go through the hole from the inside to the out. And we're going to go ahead and put them through. So, get a real clean cut there. So, it calls for 3. One will go to each yard arm, I'm guessing. I haven't looked ahead yet to see where they actually go, but they do get roped in. Yeah, I need to drill that hole out. Okay. We'll try that again. Sorry if you can't see. Okay, so one goes through. And I am going to hit it with some glue just for good measure so it doesn't move around or fall out as we're building. So I'll use my CA glue, and I'm just going to put a dot of it on there on the knot. Okay. Here's the first one. Second one goes quite a bit farther up the ship. So, same process. And if I'm looking right, that one will go right there, but there isn't a hole there. So that's weird. And of course the directions, they're great. The what it says here is covering right in between, so that would figure. So I guess I can count cannons up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after the 8th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there is a hole there. I see it above the cannon line. So I guess that is it. That won't even, that doesn't even seem like a hole though, but I ran into this with a couple of the eyelet covers too, so I'm guessing it's just a bad flashing, or not flashing, but it didn't go through when they molded it. Okay, I'm gonna have to make that a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna get a bigger drill bit. I was hoping I could do that, but I guess not. All right. Yep. All right. Let's try that again. There we go. Much better. And a little bit of glue. Oh, that's one thing also. The stand for this kit is terrible. I will be building my own stand at some point. Because it's crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Alright, and now the last one is right here. Alright, so that one is big enough, the hole. The other side I'll just tie on my own without the video, because I think you kind of get the idea. But I'm just showing where they're at. So, if you don't have instructions for the kit, at least you can see it. Alright. Sorry if I'm blocking with my arm. Actually, I'm going to try it anyway. Come on. Hard part is when you can't see the darn thing. There we go. Got it. Okay, I'm going to trim that off. And a little bit of glue. Alright. And let me get my scraps off of there. Okay. So, I'm going to pause it. I'll be back in a few. I'll get these ropes all put in on the other side, and we'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, so they're all in. I got my 6 ropes off to the side. I want to make sure that they're not in the deck still, or, you know, underneath the deck in any way. I need them to be hanging overboard. I also got the anchor rope in, and it's supposed to go around the bow locator, or the bowsprit locator. So there we go, that is in. I did touch a little bit with CA glue just to hold that there. So, I'm telling you, that stand is awful. So now it's calling for top deck. So we're going to go ahead and untape this, because we need these 2 pieces of string. And they were the ones that connect to the rudder tiller. So we're going to fish them through quick. And make sure you get the back to the back and the front to the front. right. All right, so those are through. Now, we're going to get ready to glue. And as you can see, this worked out perfect by putting the deck all together in one piece. It will literally just lay right down on where it needs to lay down, and I'll be able to glue it on, put some weight on it overnight, and let it sit. So it worked out pretty good. I was a little worried doing that, but as I got to thinking about it, almost every ship model that you build has a solid deck. So this is one rare exception. So I'm just going to get some glue onto the spots where the deck will ride. Okay. And a little bit on the side then. And then after we do this, we're going to move into putting cannons together. Because there's 24 of them, I believe, that go up on the top here. Alright. So, just want to make sure my string isn't going to get lost there. And going to try to slide it forward. I think that's the best way. Because you want it to ride underneath the that black line there. And maybe not. So, okay, there we go. Okay. Not sitting down quite how I want it to. Which is kind of weird. It's actually too wide. So, gotta figure out what's happening there. If I have to clamp it, I will. But for some reason, it does not want to sit on the marking points for it. There we go. Okay, so it needs to kind of get pushed under, I do believe. Try to push forward. Nope. The struggle is real. Now, let me take a look at it from the back here, see if... No. It should sit perfectly on that. Okay, well, Very strange. Very, very strange. Not all the way up to the front like it should be. There we go. Got that pushed up farther. I'm gonna say we're gonna either need to tape it across to hold it down, or we're going to need to clamp it. I think I can do it with tape. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Being careful to go in between the cannon ports. I don't want to damage the cannon or the lid. I'm just pulling it closer together. I'm going to glue it, and then I'm going to run a 6-inch clamp for a little bit added support. Not glue it, but I'm sorry, tape it. Wow, it's getting late. I worked all day, and it's now about 1:30 in the morning. But this is what I do. Okay, and as you can see, this is drawing in the deck so that it's flush like I want. This could be possibly a byproduct of the fact that I put it all together in one piece, but whatever, I'm making it work still. Whoa, I almost broke my string there, but I didn't. And I'm just hoping I got enough glue on there to set up, but I think I did. I doused it pretty decent. Okay, yeah, if it sits there by morning and stays, I'll be a pretty happy camper. Okay, now we're going to run a clamp. Hopefully this is wide enough. Yeah, it should be. Okay. I'll do one more run of tape there. Trying to draw in that little crack. All right. Good. So we're gonna let that sit overnight, and yeah, we should be good as long as the glue sets up properly. So I'm gonna move this a minute. And I think what I'll start next is a little bit of the detail work on here. So these are our mast. I painted them up last night. So they are white. These need to be gray along the top like that. So we're gonna paint them gray quick. And then these all are gonna get black. So all the little markers around there. So let me get our gray paint out. And the black, I haven't decided if I'm going to actually use a brush or if I'm going to use the Posca pen. I'm going to experiment with that a minute. I don't know if I showed these on this video. This one's got a little bit of resin on it from the 3D printer. Alright. I'm looking for a gray a minute too in my little cabinet. Where is the gray I want? Well, I'll find that in a minute. We're gonna try this quick. Okay, so these are nice. I like these for detail. I got into using these during Queen Mary, because you can just basically run right across here, and you don't run the risk of what you would get with a paintbrush. Yeah, they're working nice. These are pretty cheap and affordable. You can get them at sell them at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I think both of them have them. Or you can just simply get them on Amazon. But they're cheap, $4 or $5. Well worth the money. The paint does kind of chip off easy, so once you set them, you don't really want to handle it much. And once I have these masks glued together, I'm not going to, or I'm going to have to get the side edge because I can't really reach it while it's on the sprue like this. But that really won't be a big deal. As you can see, this is working quite well. And I'm getting a much better job than I would with a paintbrush, I can promise that. So, highly recommended. So, I'm going to work on doing these for a few minutes. I'll come back and then we'll start painting the top of the crow's nest. Alright, so got my gray. I got my black lines done with my Posca pen. I'm pretty happy with them. They turned out nice. This here is kind of a pain, the gray, but the deck has to be gray on it too, so I'm going to work on that for a minute here and just kind of show you what I'm doing. Got a small spot I'm going to have to touch up with the white. I wish I had a gray Posca pen right now. It would make life a little bit easier for them. But I don't. So, brushing it is. Okay, and then that trim line around there is staying white for around where the mast will go up. I'm really kind of getting ahead right now, but the only reason I am is because I can't really do anything on the deck right now with that drying up, the glue. So I figure, what the heck, might as well work on these because they have to get done anyhow, and there's a lot of paint work to them. So it's getting the look I'm looking for. I'm just using light gray testers, flat, nothing special. It might be a little bit dark, but I think it looks okay. I'm gonna roll with it. Okay, so this is probably slightly boring, so I'll pause it here and we'll come back after I get these all painted up. Let me just get that. Okay, be right back. Okay, so this is sat overnight, and I'm just going to head and pull these off. And it does appear, sorry, that the deck has held where I need it to. So that's a happy day. I don't have any crazy gaps or anything going on along the sides that I can see. So I would say overall, success. So we'll get this untaped, and then from here, we'll probably go ahead and get ready to start cannons in the next portion of the video. All right, one more. All right, so as you can see, we're pretty good here. Not too bad. All right, so again, I'm gonna move this, and then our cannons. These are the barrels. So we're going to take a look at these real quick, and then I'll be painting them. And they come with the little pivot fulcrum in there, as you can see. But wow, they're nice. They're definitely nice. So we're going to work on getting these painted up, and then there's a whole bunch of cannon carts right here, which are all real wood, and that would probably be the wheel axles. So we're going to work on putting these together. It looks like 2 are on a sheet. Again, these are made by his models. Okay. All right, I'm not going to start this right this second. This will be a tonight project, but I just wanted to take a look at them. So anyway, later on tonight when I'm filming again, we'll start putting these together. Be back. So we're playing with cannons right now, or well, cannon carts. So there's two different types on the upper deck. You have these, which are on the aft section of the deck, and then you have these, which are up on the forward section of the deck. So I'm working on the aft ones first. This will take multiple steps to do. So here are the actual cannon, and they have your little pivot fulcrum, which is a piece of brass. It is pre-drilled, so that just needs to go through there, and it slides right in. And that then will end up resting on the cannon after it's painted. And it looks like we're going to have to do a little bit of glue down on that as well, but there we go. So that would have been what the original model looked like. Whoops, I'm sorry, backwards. That would have been what the original model looked like. Now I got to paint them, and then after they're painted, the wheels get glued on, and those are the wheels. So that's basically what they look like. All right, so to assemble them, they're pretty straightforward, but the first one or two kind of threw me off a little bit. You have to do a little bit of filing and stuff like that. I mean, you're dealing with wood, so it's kind of to be given. But I'll assemble all those. I'm using wood glue, the Gorilla wood glue, again. Just since I'm dealing with wood, I kind of figured that was the way to go. So these just pop right out. No difficulty there. And you have your bottom base here. And then we have our gun block. All right. And I've been doing two at a time. I am leaving the wheels on the wood right now and just stacking them in a pile because they will get done separately after everything's painted. But you know, it's pretty straightforward once you start going here. So there's our pieces, and we'll save the wheels for later. So what we're going to do is take our little file here and get anywhere that came off of the, I want to keep calling it a sprue, but it's really not a sprue, just where the laser etch was for the wood. And I have found that I need to thin the this center section a little bit. I found it filing it for about 15 seconds or so. Pretty much takes me to the depth that I need it to be. So it should do it. And I just kind of check it to see if I'm overhanging at all. And a little bit more. So hit it just a little bit more. That should do. All right, then I'm just hitting the bottom of that to get the connection point off. Okay. Now, simply dipping in glue. Front is that direction. And then you just push them in. Nothing real difficult. It is somewhat fragile. I did have one split on me earlier when I didn't realize how to do it. So I glued it back together. No issue. It seems to be holding just fine. But there we go. And I'm just going to take my little toothpick here and put a little bit of glue in the center. And then we're going to drop this guy in. Okay, got that. And putting look here. And just get it centered. And there we go. That one's done. Well, ready for paint, not done. But pretty basic. Like I said, it's not overly difficult. Anybody can do it. So if you're building this ship and you decide to opt for these, the quality is very nice. I think they definitely are going to add some really nice detail to the ship, especially once I get the once I show you the walnut blocks that go for it too. They're pretty hot. So I'm just going to sand this one down, or not sand it, but file it. That should do, hopefully. All right. This one on these sides, I guess you wouldn't really have to worry about that too much because you won't see it, but I don't know. I started doing it on the first one and haven't stopped, so why break precedent? Okay. And then these will get painted a red, or I might even try to see if I have a red wood stain, but looking more at the ship, they do appear to be actual red paint, so we'll probably end up sticking with what we did on the bottom layer. Yep, that's gonna fit. Okay. And like everything so far with this ship, it is extremely repetitive. So I got probably, I don't know, 10 more, 15 more of these to build. And then I got the front ones to build. So we'll come back and I'll show you how we're assembling them. While these are in paint, I gotta primer my my cannons yet before I paint them. That's something that I've found is pretty important when it comes to photo etch. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep, I got 10 more of these to go. So we'll get them built and then I'll be back at you. All right, so we got all of these done. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 of them. So these are going to get ready to get painted here in a minute. Then I'll paint the wheels in the meantime and all that good stuff. And then we will start to build the next set of carriages, which there's not nearly as many as these, but I will show these as well. There's 2 different styles. So most of them are the same. So it's 6 of these and then 1 of this type. Maybe 2. Yeah, 2 of this type. So I believe that's a longer gun that ends up forward on the deck. So we're going to get them put together. We'll do that in the next segment, but I just wanted to show all these, and the glue is drying quick, but they turned out real nice. I like them. I think once I get the cannons on there and I get the eyelets in, they're going to look really, really sweet. So anyway, I'll kind of let that focus on it, and then you can kind of see it before it's painted. All right, be back in a minute. Okay, so we got the carriage A now to go with. Now, the one thing I see on these, they have a line right here, and I do believe that is for where the wheel nail will go. So I'm putting them on the bottom, just so I don't cover it on accident. I did build 2 already, just to kind of see what I was doing before filming. they're actually simpler than the other style. I probably should have started with these because, like I said, the first style I had a couple problems with on the very first one, but once I understood it, it wasn't bad at all. Excuse me. All right, so there's the two that I already got done. The other ones are sitting and painting right now. So again, we're just doing glue. Goes right down in. And I do imagine that these would be probably very similar, if not the same carriages that are used for the lower deck. So if you order this set, I did not use the lower deck ones. I only used the upper deck ones. But if you opted to get the lower deck ones, I'm pretty sure this is basically what they would be. So there we go. All right. Just like the other ones, you do have to file down the flat piece that goes on top here. Didn't seem to be quite as much, but it did still need filing. Okay, and that should about do it. And we'll put our little dab of glue in there. And we'll drop him in. Yep. Okay. So I'll put this one together real quick, and then I'll assemble the last couple off camera, and I'll show you the last style, which that one does look like a little bit more challenging. It has a lot more pieces anyway, so we'll see what that entails after we get these done. All right. And I think what I'm gonna do, I'll finish off that first set of cannons that are in paint right now and get like one of them done, so I have them on this video, and we'll probably end up wrapping up this video because the next step will be getting them glued onto the deck and then tied down, and there's going to be a lot to that. Again, it'll end up being very repetitive, but there's a lot of moving pieces, I guess you'd say. Not really moving, but a lot of pieces to do the assembly with the blocks and all that good stuff. So that will go into video number 6, which I can't believe we're already wrapping up video 5 right now. Okay, that fit perfect. Oh, I forgot our little, I think it's a leveling block. I don't know what they call it, but forgot to put that on the last one. Bring that one back a minute. All right, so I'll assemble the last 2 of these off camera, get them ready for paint, and then I'll come back and we'll do these. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, so our final cannon carriage, I did the one already, didn't paint it yet, but there it is. So this one's a little bit more complex. It's not hard, just more pieces. So you have this that runs from the back to the front. Here's your front piece. You're going to get a little bit of glue on her. You're going to stick that one in there. Okay. It's important to make sure it goes all the way in too, because the 2 piece, oh boy, I broke it. Uh-oh. Well, that would go in there. Don't press as hard as I just did. Then you get your 2 runners across, and you get your 2 side pieces that go right here. So that's what it looks like assembled. The good thing is there is only 1 barrel for that, so I only needed the 1. So I was just going to demonstrate how to do it, but since I broke it, I guess not. I did get the first set, or first couple of the guns put together. So that's what they're going to look like. Still got some glue drying on it and all that, but all in all, really, really happy with them. They look nice. They got some weight to them, and yeah, I like them. So anyway, with that, I still have to put the eyelets on them. There is holes for it right here and here on both sides, and that way when we start to mount up our eyelets and hooks, that'll all go into that. So that is the next video. We will get into that in much more depth and detail when we start the next one. So really just want to thank everybody and appreciate everybody who's been tuning in and watching this build and commenting, and it's been fun, and I'm enjoying talking to everybody out there in both Facebook land and YouTube world. So again, I'll be working on this over the next few nights, and I will at some point, well, during that, be starting video number 6, and we'll kind of go from there. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell thing there so you get notified when new videos come out. And thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll talk later.